What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, I've been covering a lot of new upcoming survival games, and I tried to raise awareness that way, but I also realized that there is quite a few survival games out there that never get the recognition they deserve. And if there is one thing I can do with this channel in order to shine some light on some of the forgotten survival games and maybe help you guys along the way find that perfect survival game that you've been all desperately just looking for, you better believe that I'm going to try to do everything I can in order to do that. So with that being said, here are my top 10 survival games that you might have missed at some point down the line, because I know for a fact that I did. Oh, and just a little disclaimer, none of these games are in any specific order, however, all of them have something different and very special to offer. At number 10, we have CARDLIFE Creative Survival. Now, speaking of something very creative, the world in this game consists of nothing but cardboard material. Pretty much any of the tools and weapons or even building material that you use must be hand-drawn by you, to a certain degree of course. And I find that to be very unique, and this is definitely something we haven't seen ever before. Think of this game as a Minecraft, but maybe with its own little spin-off. You must gather resources, craft buildings, weapons, and explore its unique and yet very dangerous world. At number 9, we have Drake Hollow. Now, this game reminds me a lot of Fortnite Save the World, or at least this is what it would have been if Epic Games kept the mode supported, but this is pretty much a tower defense survival game but with more emphasis on survival, if that makes any sense. You must discover these onion little creatures and rescue them from the dark spell that's been spreading throughout the map. Now, unlike Fortnite Save the World, here you can build pretty much anywhere you want. There is no boundaries. The progression system is balanced, and instead of taking care of yourself, you must feed and keep those little creatures entertained by building things for them. And even though there is a good survival element to it, there are times when you're gonna have to defend your base from the monsters that will attack you at some point throughout your gameplay. At number 8, we have Last Oasis. Now, this is a multiplayer survival only, and I will also say that this is a very interesting survival game on this list by far. This is a nomadic survival MMO where you build a clan for yourself on one of the designated servers, and as you survive on this server, you must build these massive machines that are used as your transportation, and at some point you can also use them as your base as well. And as I mentioned earlier, you're building yourself a clan and you must defend your territory by fighting other clans, aka other players. There's a huge survival element to this. You must gather resources, watch your thirst, and watch out for monsters and other players, and just the concept is very cool. At number 7, we have Salt 2 Shores of Gold, which is a sequel to the first one. Now, this is literally Sea of Thieves, but with a survival element to it. It is currently a single player only, and if you watch very carefully, you will realize that Sea of Thieves has been a huge inspiration in the making of this game. You start off building a small boat, which will then turn into something a lot bigger, and you're essentially building yourself up as a pirate. You must explore and travel to different islands, fight skeletons, and sell your treasure to different outposts. Just a disclaimer, unlike Sea of Thieves, you cannot swim underwater as of right now. Now, I don't know if this is something they haven't implemented as of yet, and they will at some point in the future, or if this is a system that will just be completely missing from the game. I'm not very sure, but we should definitely see what's going to happen next within the few updates down the line. At number 6, we have Boundless. Now, this is probably going to be the oldest game on this list, considering it was released in 2018. The game never gained popularity at all, or so it seems. Now, this is another multiplayer game as well, where you play this ogre looking thing and you join a server where you pretty much live. Sort of like Rust in a way. You know, in Rust you must return to your server so often in order to add material to your TC so your base doesn't decay over time. Well, same concept here, except you don't have to worry about getting raided while you're being offline. Because raiding in this game can be completely turned off by you, meaning if you don't like other players accessing your base, you can literally just turn that off to where no one will have access to your inventory unless you choose to. Think of Boundless as a huge Minecraft world that runs on one server and everyone has access to it. If you like to get more creative, I mean a lot more creative than Minecraft, then definitely look into this one. The only thing that drives me crazy about Boundless is the price. I mean, $40 for another Minecraft game, I'm not sure about that. At number 5, we have Eco. Now, I really love the idea behind this survival game in particular, and here's why. Everything you use in this game is not coming back unless you pay attention to what you are doing. Let me explain. When you chop down a tree or pick a blueberry plant, it will not grow back out unless you place a seed. Everything you do in this game has effect on your personal environment. If you go and kill off all the wildlife, it will really hurt your environment and you will not see that ever again. If you industrialize the shit out of your city, there will be a massive climate shift affecting everything around you. Now, this game is very detailed and goes in so much depth, it just blows my mind. I mean, you can establish your own government here and decide how much tax will be deducted from your civilization. It is also very grindy, which is another thing that people kind of tend to hate about this game. And to spice things up, you can also turn on an option where there will be a meteor coming your way and you'll have 30 days in real time in order to try stopping it. This game has so much detail to the point where it just gets too realistic in my opinion, but that's not a bad thing at all. At number 4 we have This Land Is My Land. Now think of this game as Red Dead Redemption, except you play as a chief of this Native American clan and with survival element to it. Your task is to lead your clan and fight against Western people that are there pretty much taking your land from you. You must rebuild your clan and gather resources, craft weapons, and raid Western people and try to take your land back from them. Now this is a single player only, but this game certainly has so much content in it, and just an idea of playing Red Dead Redemption but with a survival feel to it just sounds pretty cool. Some even go as far as comparing this game to Assassin's Creed. At number 3 we have OSIRIS New Dawn. Now for some reason I get so much Halo vibes from this one, but obviously with the survival kick to it. You play as a mission specialist that is trapped on this planet and you must collect resources and build yourself a settlement in order to continue your operation. It is heavily sci-fi focused, which means you will encounter all kinds of creatures along your journey. At number 2 we have Northern Lights. This is another single player title, only the way the gameplay and inventory system is set, it reminds me a lot of Green Hell. Except it takes place during a severe blizzard storm. You must use real life survival techniques in order to get by. You must hunt and gather resources while watching your health and sanity. Once again, if you played Green Hell, this game will remind you a lot of that. If you're one of those players that admires realism in survival games, I definitely suggest that you would at least look into this one. I find games with snow biomes very beautiful, and Northern Lights really lives up to it. And last but not least, at number 1 we have SURROUNDEAD. Now, I've covered this game previously before on my channel. As a matter of fact, I started a small series a while back, but think of this title as a cartoony version of DayZ. At the moment, it is a single player only, but it will not remain that way for a very long time, and it's been mentioned by the developer himself. Obviously, once we get further into the development, we'll see more multiplayer options available to us. It is made by a solo developer, and the amount of work that went into building and updating this game consistently is beyond me. In this game, you must collect resources, watch your hunger, thirst, and just craft ammo and build bases. You must repair and maintain your vehicle, explore a very good sized map, and find key cards to all these hidden bunkers to get better material and loot. And this will wrap up my list for today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit a like button and subscribe for future content like this. I mainly cover news regarding survival games, but I also enjoy some roleplay along the way. So if that's something down your valley, well, what are you waiting for? This was your boy Roos, and I'm out. Bye.